When you're a kid, the excitement of the adventure tends to outweigh any possible danger that might be hidden up ahead. We begin in the rural community of Salyer, California, as three 10-year-old boys set out on the morning of March 7th, 1992.
So what are we gonna do up there?
I think I'll throw something through the wall.
We gonna build a fort?
Levi, Axton, and Joseph have been like the Three Musketeers, and the neighborhood is the forest.
Cool. Well, how are we gonna build it? How are we
We
gonna
could
build
chop
it?
off some of the wood.
Three 10-year-olds in the woods can have some great adventures, but not all adventures are good adventures.
Let's do it. Big old living
Axton Fieser and his two best friends had played before near an abandoned house in the woods.
room.
All the kids knew about it. It was not even done. It was like halfway done. We wanted to get in, and there's only one door to the house, but the furniture blocked the door, so we couldn't get in. So we thought if we climb up the deck, we can get in the house.
We can't do it. We can't. I'll get the machine.
Levi Daly lived closest to the house.
Joey's messing around with the lizards. Axton got the machete, and then we started chopping on the poles.
The deck is up on stilts, so we thought if it collapsed, it would have us like slant so we could climb up. It won't be so steep.
Ten-year-old Joseph Oakes came over to help.
We'd take 3 chops each. The first pole took a long time.
One more chop, we can do it. Let's go to the other side. Yeah. Let Troy go last.
Yeah, I want to go last. I just had to get that piece off.
The second pole, the second to last time, I'm the one that chopped it.
All right.
6 times?
Come on, Joey.
We were warning him, Joey's getting kind of skinny, you know. And then he's like, oh, well, I can get out of here in time. We said, well, if it does fall, run that way. Get out of there.
Joseph!
That big old deck collapsed on him. I was just hoping that he'd be okay. We knew we needed help.
Go get help, go!
Levi's a fast runner, so he went down.
Joseph.
I was trying to get his attention, trying to see if he'd talk to me, but he wouldn't.
Hang in there, buddy.
He was unconscious. I was really scared because I had no one around me, and I didn't know what to do.
When we continue. When a heavy wooden deck collapsed on top of 10-year-old Joseph Oakes, his friend Levi ran home to get help. Within 5 minutes, he was back with his father, Doug Daly.
The deck was across his chest. It was laying right on top of him. I couldn't stick my hand in there.
Get some blocks, guys. Some blocks.
Oh, no, what happened?
My wife was coming right behind us, and I hollered at her to dial 911.
Well, lift up and push me.
Okay.
No, you gotta push me on.
And I kept checking to see if I could slide my hand in between his chest and the porch. And once I could do that, I figured that that's about all I could do.
Boys, run down the end of the road, wait for the ambulance. Go!
Bill and Trish Oakes were just leaving their house when Bill's pager went off.
We were going to pick up my son, but I had to respond for a call of a child trapped under a collapsed building.
Trapped under a collapsed porch.
Gotta go, sweetie.
I'll pick up Joe and meet you back.
In a small community like this, every time the fire phone rings and Bill leaves, we wonder, who is it? Is it somebody we know? Is it a family member?
It's probably Joseph.
I said it's probably Joey because I knew he was up there, but it was a joke.
We kind of laughed a little bit about it and went from there.
Chief Dave Murphy was in charge of the Salyer volunteer firefighters who responded.
When I neared Odin Flat, I saw Axton and Levi and realized it had to be Joseph. Axton, with all the tact of a 10-year-old, said to me, he'll probably live, but he'll never walk again. It was a pretty awful sight.
Joseph?
There was this gurgling wheeze as he tried to breathe with all the blood in his airway, which is a sound I'll never forget.
I'm not gonna leave. Your dad's on the way. He'll be here in a few minutes.
He was using every ounce of life that he had to keep breathing and just to hold on. My greatest fear was that he would die before his father got there.
We went through our normal scenario. Okay, if it's a porch falling on a kid, what could happen? Internal injuries, head injury. I told Billy to stay there. I'd come back and tell him what we needed. It was kind of a shock when Trish told me it was Joseph. Bill was sitting in the truck. I kind of played in my head how was I going to tell him, and there's no way to be nice about it.
It's Joseph.
He was coming over the top of me, trying to get up the hill.
It's just like the bottom fell out of my world. And I just remember walking away from everybody.
It is a first responder's worst nightmare. Joe's my stepson, and as horrible as it was for me, I know it was 100 times worse for his own father.
Hey, Dad, we could use some help here.
Volunteer Joe Reyes was the first EMT on the scene.
I wanted to involve him, but I didn't want to overload him. I thought Joseph needs to hear a voice, a familiar voice, a comforting voice. Just keep talking to him. Let him hear your voice. I want to hear a positive sound, okay?
I love you, Joe. I'm gonna get you out.
Both legs were at a strange angle, so I knew he had fractures of the femur. Knew there was a possible back injury because of the way the porch was laying on him, but there's nothing to do until we could get him out.
Here it comes.
Okay, bring her on down.
I definitely suspected a head injury because of the fluids coming out of his ears, his nose.
Okay, breathe closer. Check it that way. There you go, Joe. He started. Still have a pulse. Talk to him.
Me and Axton were praying and all that. And then after that, we prayed some more.
I was just hoping they'd save his life.
Lift fingers. There you go.
When we got him down, his blood pressure bottomed out, and we knew we were losing him. I was scared to death that was going to happen right in front of me.
I said, we love you very much, and you're going to get to take a helicopter ride, because I know Joe would think that was cool, even under the circumstance. They flew to Mad River Hospital because it was 2 minutes closer than the hospital in Redding, and they knew that he didn't have 2 minutes. It was that close.
At Mad River Community Hospital, Joseph was treated by a team of doctors, including orthopedic surgeon Carl Metten.
Crush injuries are the worst injuries that I see because all the tissues of the body are damaged. Muscles can die. The patient with crush injuries can have multiple organ failure.
Still 100%. We went in and he was in a coma, looking pretty rough around the edges, and I was still scared to death that he wasn't going to make it. You hear me, Joseph?
We're right here with you. You're going to be all right. We talk to him constantly. Joseph has always been really special to me. Sensitive. It's like an old soul reborn, really.
Ten-year-old Joseph Oakes underwent surgery for his head and leg injuries and had to go through months of recuperation.
I felt frustrated, like I should know this or I should be walking sooner.
I was very surprised when I took my first step without sort of falling or leaning on something.
The community support was just incredible. They set up a fund for Joseph for medical, had prayer sessions, sent food. We put an ad in the paper because there was so many people to thank. It was the only way we could do it. And we said, you know we live in the best place on the earth, because of the people that are here.
Bill was kind of wavering on his involvement in the fire department. When this happened, he's committed for life now.
I don't want to tell.
The neighbor lifting the deck off probably bought us some time as far as allowing him to breathe more freely. Those 2 or 3 inches did help us out. Everybody contributed, and to me, they were all heroes.
I didn't really believe that I was a hero because it was mostly my fault.
It was part of my fault. It was everybody's fault. And we shouldn't have been up there in the first place. But we were just little kids.
We're gonna go to, if anything can make you reaffirm your love for a person, it's something like this.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Being in bed for 3 or 4 months and the surgeries and the wheelchair, it was really difficult for a young kid to handle. But now he's back to good old Joseph. He's doing great.
I would have missed Joseph's sense of humor and his creativity. I think Joe has a long life ahead of him, an exciting one.